Issue 14.
The first panel, despite Tails' extremely stilted dialogue where he has way too much to say, is pretty intriguing, introducing us to a brand new part of Knothole. Apparently, Rotor has a greenhouse now. Because it's so easy for a group of people constantly hunted down by a dictator to get the materials and plants for making this place. It's a neat concept though, and I like how Tails immediately showed his loyalty and desire to be a hero by wanting to save Sonic. Although it turned out the flower was anything but harmful. Why did it look angry then? That was a narrative cheat. I guess the reason the freedom fighters are wasting their time with the greenhouse instead of fighting Eggman is because they just love nature so damn much that they got hammering that point home. Okay, hold up. What's with this new creepy obsession of Tails with usurping Sonic as a leader? I can understand that Tails' idolizing Sonic would lead to him wanting to compete with him and prove that he's capable too. To prove to his own ego that he's not worthless in comparison when he gets old enough to worry about that. And I get Tails wanting to be a competent hero finally. But should that really extend to Tails fixating over wanting to literally replace Sonic? This is something a villain would do. Why would he care about being the leader of the Freedom Fighters Northern Round? I guess even he gets tired of being bossed around all the time, but still. Is this really a character for him? Not very moral of him. So Sonic trusts Tails to water some plants and he proceeds to eat some fruit from a greenhouse that he just saw to be crazy enough to have a passion flower. Whatever. It doesn't make sense to want to eat fruit, I guess, but it could have been poisonous. Apparently Tails ate an apple of wisdom, and I hate this line. Tails is a genius. Because he wasn't before? Fuck this stupid plot. Seriously, Tails being a genius has been canon since Sonic 2. That's why he was able to fly a plane in the first place. Even in the very previous issue he was able to do that. And what's even more annoying is that Tails acts like a stuck-up asshole the whole time, to the point of trying to replace Sonic as the leader of the Freedom Fight. Wait, I thought Sally was the leader of the Freedom Fighters. Yeah. And Sonic says, "You're moving as fast as me." You mean he can't do that normally? He's been as fast as Sonic since Sonic 2! But anyways, Tails being a jerk only sends the wrong message. The message that being a genius makes him like a asshole. Tails has been proven in a previous issue to get overconfident if he has the slightest advantage, though. Like the issue where he snuck away from Sonic when he was sleeping and got captured after defeating some robots on his own. So this is sort of in character for him to be overconfident, but to the point of losing all respect for his friends. After saving Sally and Bunny from a giant robot, he just rushed into Eggman's base without a plan. And I'm sorry, even if he is under the effect of the wisdom fruit, he still wouldn't have been able to do anything to Eggman. I'm insulted that the story thought otherwise. Insurance salesman. That's actually worth a chuckle, even if it makes no sense. Just imagine that actually happening. Sonic tricks Eggman into thinking Tails' innocent-looking medal was a bomb after the apple of wisdom wears off, and scares Eggman away, proving that Sonic is pretty smart too. I don't think Robotnik is a coward, just acting like any normal, sane person would. After being lectured for hours by Antoine on why he's the subordinate can't be the leader, not sure why he's wasting his time when he's clearly hopeless, Tails ends the issue by scaring Antoine up a tree while Antoine was bragging about himself, calling himself a leader when it's Sally who's the leader, not Antoine. Or more like Sonic's the leader, apparently, according to this issue, even though Sally's main personality is being the leader. If Sonic's the leader of the Freedom Fighters, why is it Sally who's ordering everyone around all the time? Why was Sally lecturing Sonic for not following her orders in a previous issue when if he was the leader, he would have been under no obligation to listen to her? In the next story, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, we see Eggman playing with dolls of Sonic, Sally, and Bunny, with the girl dolls saying things to make it clear that Eggman is playing the strawman sexist for this issue. I think Sally's doll saying, "Math is hard," is kinda giggle-worthy though. Can you imagine Sally Acorn actually saying that in that kind of tone? And unlike his being over-the-top anti-environmentalist, where it goes past the point of believability for the sake of demonizing industrialism, I have no problem with his portrayal of him whatsoever. It's perfectly believable to me that he'd be like this, being arrogant and all. I can't help but be a little irritated though, that this is clearly going to be a girl power episode, when that's really unnecessary. My only hope is that this will at least lead to giving Sally and Bunny a moment in the sun. This joke's actually pretty amusing. It's good to see Eggman being the butt of a joke for once, for something other than his weight. So Eggman starts a plan to separate the Freedom Fighters from Sonic and pick them off one by one. Pretty smart plan considering every one of them, aside from Bunny, pretty much needs Sonic to save them 24/7. It's not like they can shoot lasers out of their eyes to defeat robots or anything. They're pretty normal. So Eggman lures Bunny and Sally into a mall because, of course. Why did they even comment on prices? Was it stated earlier in the comic that money has no value because of Eggman? There are no prices. Never mentioned my opinion on Snively, by the way. He's a man with a face and hair. I love that there's a second human villain and he's working with Eggman, but he has no likability whatsoever. He's like servile, except he actually wants to usurp Eggman. At least he's not an over-the-top, unbelievable strawman like Eggman is, so he feels like more of an actual character than him. So Sally and Buddy get captured and held still by a robot so easily that it's ridiculous. But what was even more ridiculous is that I'm expected to believe that Sally's strong enough to throw a SWAT bot who is behind her, flip him over, and toss her around like a rag doll. What is this, a fan fiction? Especially stupid since we just saw her and Bunny get captured and held still pathetically easily. Did they let themselves get captured? So they switch between being pathetic and being He-Man at the drop of a hat. She is not that strong. This is just an author rant against sexism. I can believe that Bunny with her super strength is able to do this, but Sally? That's a stretch. She just looks ridiculous doing this. I do think it's pretty amusing how at the end, Eggman and Snively are forced to listen to dolls telling them preachy feminist morals though. But how did Sally and Bunny get this to be the case? Did they make Rotor reprogram the dolls and re-record the dialogue with them providing the voices, or what? This should have been explained, like in a throwaway line or something, just to add the satisfaction of Rotor using Eggman's own technology against him to the mix. Wait, there are actual malls with sales in Mobius? Doesn't money have no value now? So basically, I didn't really like this issue. The first story just makes me angry with his early installment weirdness pretending that Tails was never even remotely smart, and that's kind of an important aspect of his character, a vital one at that. Because other than flying with his tails, what else is he really good at? Tails was just unlikable the whole story and didn't even receive any real comeuppance. I don't consider his being lectured or his being captured very temporarily by Eggman to count as that. Especially since it's not like this is the first time it's happened. And since when is Tails so fixated on becoming the leader of the Freedom Fighters? Since when is he that egotistical? He should have been punished by, like, being made to clean the toilets or something, not sitting there and ignoring Antoine for an hour like he probably already does. I'd like to point out that apparently, the Sonic the Hedgehog, the complete Sonic comic encyclopedia, suggests that while Tails lost his advanced intelligence by the end of the issue, some lingering effects of the Tree of Wisdom may have caused him to develop advanced intuition. This could explain how, years later, he became a capable mechanic and scientist. I really hope that's not canon. Because one, that would be a really cheap and annoying and arbitrary explanation for Tails' intelligence. Basically, removing all impressiveness from it, as opposed to it being within him all along. And two, explain Miles being a genius then. Because he never ate that kind of fruit. There's no proof that there's an apple of wisdom on the anti-Mobius. So if that's how Tails became smart, then there is absolutely no argument in favor of defending Miles being a genius. Because there's no way he ate that fruit too. Lingering effects, yeah right. Tails was shown to be capable of building a sculpture out of scrap metal in the Olympics issue earlier. He didn't need any random temporary fruit. I do like the unexpected Chekhov's gun though, with Tails is building the metal made of something that Robotnik can't detect, actually helping in the plot. And the second story was quite a disappointment, because Sally and Bunny's moment of awesome was so contrived, especially Sally, that it was just anticlimactic and came off as silly fanfiction, over-glorifying the female characters in a desperate attempt to prove that this comic is girl power. And right after they got captured really easily. Bunny fine, but Sally is not that strong. It's just a byproduct of the fact that Bunny is the only female character here that's capable in a fight. If it was only Bunny, the story would have been much less ridiculous. I had to look up the writers for this issue because I couldn't find their names anywhere. The dumb Tails story was written by Angelo. Makes sense as it gives someone other than Sonic the focus, for better or for worse. And the feminist fanfiction, girls just want to have fun, was written by both Mike Cantirovic and Ken Penders. Once again, these two are writing together instead of being trusted to write a comic alone. I wonder why Mike is being restricted like this. The issue as a whole annoyed me. It was a pretty bad issue to me, but at least it was interesting and memorable. Got me excited about talking about it, and that's something that kept me engaged the whole way through.